The wife lost the job. There was a retrenchment. Then the man, they revoked the COS. The struggle, they now began to struggle on how to pay the mortgage. You know, the thing is that whenever trouble comes, we pray. Thank God that what God used, that was to bring them back to Him. And we sat down. I said, okay, let's look at. Tell me, the first question I asked him is, tell me where God has failed you. And you, tell God where you have failed Him. Because one thing with God is that if God wants to bless you, what He does is, He shortens the darkness and increase the light. That was the word I left with him. But do you know what happened? Thank God. We got lawyers, we got everything, even when the house wanted to be repossessed. Thank God the house wasn't repossessed. Then thank God for him, he now got a job in Saudi Arabia. Left the family, and he was earning much big. These days now, you can't tell him, say anything, will take him out of church. Do you know David was anointed, but before he ascended to the throne, it took time. Do I make sense? David was anointed before he ascended. What was God doing? God first was preparing him. Joseph, before Joseph became the prime minister, he go through the what? The prison. He goes through accusation. Most of us here, maybe where you're working, you've been accused. No, don't look at it and say the devil is out. Look at it and say, God is preparing me for the better. Don't go into depression. Don't go into asking questions and say, what is going on? One thing I have known, if the Lord is with you, if the Lord walks with you, God knows how to orchestrate everything, and it will work for your good. When you arrive at your destination, do you know what is going to happen? You'll be saying, I can now handle people who do this way, who did this way, who did this way. Because what God has done, you have passed through the process. God is more interested in preparing you. Number 3, I will leave that one, is that when God wants to or give you something, his gift is greater than what you expect. Am I making sense? You know, when you order in Amazon, what you're waiting is, some people will say, this is what I ordered and this is what I receive. Sometimes it might not be exactly what you see on the screen. The time you are ordering, then when it comes, you see that actually the quality has gone down. But one thing with God, his own quality does not go down. When God gives you what you have asked for, what God gives you is greater than what you expect. And I want to let you know, that is why the Bible says in Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20, God promises us, if you can get that, I want us, all of us to read this. In Ephesians chapter 3, I want you to understand, God gives you differently, more than what you've expected. I am rushing because of time. Can we read this? 1 to go. Now, unto him that is able to do what? What is he going to do? That means he will exceed what you've asked, and not only abundantly, above all. I want you to look at the God. No matter what you look like, you are asking God for money for this, you are asking God for this. When God wants to give you, he exceeds your ask. And he says, he exceeds your ask, exceeds your thinking, according to the power that worketh in us. It is here in the church. I remember one of us, we even made a prayer here. They nearly were about to be deported. They've already received a letter for 60 days to leave. Immediately they were talking about this thing. We know they made a mistake. By right, they were wrong. Even when I was looking at this thing, I said, how can God deliver this thing? The only thing I remember is what we prayed in the night. I said, we are going to pray. I said, you are going to wake up with us. 3 a.m. we woke up that morning and they were already waiting. And we said, okay, now what we are going to do is to activate the covenant of God. We're not going to, when we're talking about covenant, I know the covenant I have with God. And one thing is that I say is the covenant. We cry out for mercy. And after crying out for mercy, this thing, do you know, I didn't know, my wife just said, I'm led in my heart. Just you go ask around. Call friend, go and ask. Within that same week, God shocked them. They got COS not for 3 years, not for 2 years, 5 years. But there are people who already got it. Their own is 3. Their own is 2. But that's the people that are asking, at least give us at least some, so that it could be that, okay, let's use it to buy time and see where we have to, because that was what we are only asking for, so that we can use it to buy time and then decide what next is the next thing we have. But God gave them 5 years. God gives you exceedingly, abundantly, above all that we ask or think, according to the power that what works in us. Today is a Thanksgiving Sunday. Then let me conclude by saying this. Bible says in John chapter 10 verse 10 that the devil kills. He comes to kill, destroy, and all that. But let me tell you 3 things the devil does to a Christian. When I read that scripture, as I was preparing, God tells me and says, if the devil can destroy you, what the devil can do is to do what? Is to deceive you. And if he can't deceive you, he will discourage you. 3 works. If the devil can't destroy you, because you pray, you walk every time, prayers is all over you. You be pray and he can't destroy you. You found, that is fine. But the next thing he does, he will then try to deceive you. He will try to make light to look like darkness. He then turn everything around. Before you know it, he's occupying your mind. And the next thing, if he does not, the next thing, if I can't get this one with this, he knows the real light. Then what the devil will do is then to look at, how can I discourage him? And do you know how he discourages us? He discourages us. Before you know it, you begin to find your finances cannot even pay all the bills. Am I making sense? I'm bringing it closer. Your finances can't take the pill, because that is how he discourages you. And you begin to find, before you know it, things started breaking in the house. You don't even have, let me tell you, if the devil want to make you not to come to church, it's easy. When you don't have enough money to pay the bill, you must go for shift. Am I speaking correctly? You because you have to do it. Because you know in this place it is not come and take. No landlord want to hear, excuse me, next month I don't have this. Nobody want to hear that. And funny enough is that when you call on people, they have their own problems. So you understand you are your own. And that is why, if there is a way he discourages, and the thing is that he makes short of the things that you are asking for. But let me tell you one thing. There is one thing in the midst of all these things. There is one thing the enemy tries to take away from your mouth and to take away from your attitude. And what is that? Can somebody tell me? In the midst of all this, do you know, when you talk about prayer is a tracker. Thanksgiving, the thing the enemy loves to take away from your mouth and from our attitude is thanksgiving. Because why? Thanksgiving is a word, is a weapon. Thanksgiving is a weapon. Today is a Thanksgiving Sunday. Thank God for September. Thank God for this is a new year in the calendar of Redeemed Christian Church of God. This is a new year. We have entered into a new year. And I congratulate you. Happy New Year. Why is Thanksgiving? Because one of the benefits of Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving reduces anxiety and depression. Do you know? Thanksgiving reduces anxiety. So let's look at it. If someone is depressed, tell the person to give God thanks. Number two, thanksgiving makes you more empathy. Thanksgiving makes you have a stronger interpersonal relationship with people. Thanksgiving gives you a stronger immune system. I'm now, sorry, Dr. Talani, I'm becoming a doctor now. Thanksgiving gives you a stronger what? Immune system. Thanksgiving improves sleep quality. Because I don't want to be going so you are looking at deep things. Thanksgiving. Imagine you waking up and just dancing and giving God thanks. Imagine you just every time you're giving God thanks in the midst of your situation, in the midst of, because you are waiting, you know the delivery is coming, and you are just thanking God and thanking God. And you know one thing is that to regulate stress. Oh. But let me be honest with you. When I look at thanksgiving as a weapon, thanksgiving is a weapon against discontentment. Thanksgiving is a weapon against discontentment. If I tell you the message I have today, God changes this early morning today. Because what I wanted to speak on, and I'm going to talk about it once, is going to be sight or vision. Sight or vision. Discontentment. I will take that time. Bible says in 1 Timothy chapter 6, it says, godliness with contentment is a great what? Gain. Be content with where you are and give God thanks. Number two, thanksgiving is a weapon against entitlement. How many people do you know every time, give me back home, give me back home, give me, every time they are coming, and you know they know the time their salary? Because anytime they come, you tell them, say, I've not received anything yet, you understand? Then they will keep quiet. The next thing is that 2 days, the one that are smarter, 2 days to the time your salary is going to drop. Brother, I'm just checking up on you. How are you doing? I'm just checking up on you. Because they know he's going to. Then that day, they will now call and say, our labi. Well, when? But you know, when somebody have the spirit of entitlement, you can never receive from God. That is why the Bible says, John 3:16, God gave his only begotten son. Number three, thanksgiving is a weapon against unforgiveness. It's a weapon. So let me leave it here, and I will close. Then I will ask you to tell your friend, it's on his way. You are not saying it. Say it again. Your delivery is on his way. Your delivery is on his way. Then look at another person and say,